Okay, so we've got a really interesting set of stuff here. Articles and research and notes all about AI in healthcare.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking about this these days, it seems.
For sure. And I think, what's got everyone's attention is those sci-fi movies. Are we going to have robots replacing doctors? Is that really where this is all headed?
Right, and some of what you've sent in is pretty amazing stuff, some real cutting-edge AI.
Yeah, like that study with Google's DeepMind and Nature Medicine where the algorithm's actually outperforming radiologists at spotting lung cancer. I mean, that's
That one really got people talking, and for good reason. It's not just a cool tech thing. It's making us rethink what it means to be an expert.
totally. And it's not just being good at it. DeepMind was also way better at avoiding those false positives, like 11% better.
Huge difference. Think about all the stress and unnecessary procedures it could prevent.
Exactly. It's a big deal. And it's not just lung cancer either, right? We saw AI diagnosing everything from breast cancer to these super rare genetic diseases. So it makes you wonder, could this be how we finally make really good healthcare available everywhere, even places that don't have enough specialists?
Yeah, that's the hope, isn't it? That AI could kind of level the playing field, so to speak, and everyone gets access to that top-tier diagnosis, no matter where they are. It's like having a world expert on call 247.
It's a pretty amazing thought, but then, it also makes you think, okay, if AI is getting this good at diagnosis, what happens to doctors in the future? I mean, are we really headed towards a world where robots are the ones making all the medical decisions?
That's the big question everyone wants answered, right?
Right.
And it's understandable with all these advances, but we have to remember, AI isn't a magic solution. It has its limits.
You're right, like all that stuff we were reading about AI and empathy. Remember that study in JAMA Internal Medicine where they compared a chatbot to real doctors?
Oh, yeah.
The difference was striking. The doctors gave all this specific personalized advice, and the chatbot was just giving these generic responses. It really shows you how important that human touch still is in healthcare.
Absolutely. Doctors aren't just treating diseases. They're treating people, offering comfort, building relationships, having those tough conversations that need real empathy and sensitivity. AI just can't do that, at least not yet.
So maybe those robot doctor scenarios are a bit too Hollywood for now. But even if AI isn't completely replacing doctors, it's definitely shaking things up. We saw examples of AI being used for everything from administrative tasks to drug discovery.
Yeah, it's really showing its strengths in those areas like all that tedious admin stuff, scheduling, billing, data entry. The McKinsey Global Institute estimated AI could automate something like 35% of a hospital's time spent on those tasks. Just imagine what doctors could do with all those hours freed up.
Right, they could actually spend more time with patients, build stronger relationships, and focus on those really complex cases that need human expertise. It's almost like AI could free up doctors to be more well-human.
Exactly, and it's not just the admin side. AI is revolutionizing drug research too. Companies like BioXcel Therapeutics are using it to analyze how chemicals interact and even find new uses for existing drugs. It's speeding up the whole process of getting new treatments to people who need them.
It's like giving drug discovery a super boost. And we also saw AI being used to personalize medicine, tailoring treatments to each patient's data. That seems like a huge leap forward from the one-size-fits-all approach we've had for so long.
It really is. Imagine treatments designed just for you based on your medical history, your genes, even your lifestyle. That's the potential AI has to make healthcare truly personalized. And that could mean better outcomes and fewer side effects for everyone.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities, but even with all these incredible advancements, it seems like there are still worries about AI in healthcare. We read about data bias as the potential for mistakes, and of course, people are worried about losing their jobs.
Those are all valid concerns. AI is only as good as the data it learns from. So if that data is biased or incomplete, it could lead to wrong diagnoses or treatment plans.
And even if the technology itself is good, there's always the chance of human error in how it's used or understood. And of course, people are worried about AI taking over their jobs. That's a real concern.
It is. We have to be thoughtful about how we use this technology. It's not about blindly accepting AI or rejecting it completely. It's about finding that middle ground where AI helps people do their jobs better instead of replacing them altogether.
It's about integrating AI in a way that benefits both patients and healthcare providers. That's the key. And that leads us to a really interesting question. How do patients feel about all this? Are they ready for an AI-powered future for healthcare?
That's a great question, and one we'll dig into more in just a bit. But first, let's look at some real-world examples of AI that are already making a difference in healthcare today. Because while the future is exciting, there's already so much happening right now that's changing the game.
So where are we actually seeing AI making a difference in healthcare, like right now? What are some real-world examples?
One area that's really exploding is diagnostic imaging. using AI algorithms to help radiologists read those scans and spot anything abnormal.
Oh, yeah, I can see how that would be useful. Radiologists have to look at so many images, and it's like AI could be another set of eyes helping them catch things a human might miss.
Exactly. It's like a safety net. We talked about DeepMind and lung cancer, but there's AI for breast cancer detection in mammograms, finding fractures in X-rays, even spotting signs of stroke in brain scans. It's not about replacing radiologists, it's about giving them a powerful tool to make them even better.
So AI is like backup, making sure nothing important gets overlooked. That's got to be reassuring for patients. What about other areas where AI is directly helping patients?
Personalized medicine is a big one. We talked about how AI can create those tailored treatment plans, but let's get specific in oncology, for example. AI is helping doctors pick the best chemo regimen for each patient based on their tumor and their genes. It's taking some of the guesswork out of treatment.
Wow, that's incredible. Using data to make those kinds of personalized recommendations could really change things for the better. Are there similar applications for people with chronic conditions?
Absolutely. Think about diabetes or heart disease.
Hmm.
There are AI-powered apps that can track blood sugar, monitor heart rate variability, even give personalized feedback to help people manage their conditions better.
It's like having a personal health coach in your pocket. 24/7, we've also seen a lot about AI and telehealth. How's that working out in practice?
AI chatbots are being used to answer basic health questions, triage symptoms, even schedule appointments. It's a game changer for people who have trouble getting to a doctor, especially in rural areas.
It's like bringing healthcare to the patient wherever they are. It's amazing how much AI is already doing, even as the technology is still developing. But I keep coming back to that human element. How do patients feel about interacting with AI in their healthcare?
It's a good question. AI offers convenience and all these potential benefits, but there's always that risk of feeling like just another number. People want to feel heard and understood by a real person, not just treated like data.
Right. It's about finding that balance, using AI to improve the experience, but not lose that human connection.
I agree completely. And as we create and use these systems, we have to keep in mind what matters most to patients and include them in the conversation. What are their hopes and fears? How can we make sure AI empowers them to take an active role in their own care?
Empowering patients, that's a key point. We read about AI tools that could help people understand their condition and their treatment options better. Imagine if complex medical terms were translated into plain language, or if people could see visuals of how different treatments might work.
Exactly. That kind of information could really help people take charge of their own health, lead to better treatment adherence, and better self-management of chronic conditions.
It sounds like AI could change not only the role of the doctor, but the whole patient experience, but this is still early days, right? What do you think the future holds?
We're really just scratching the surface of what AI can do in healthcare. There are still hurdles to overcome,
Mhm.
and we need to approach this technology with both excitement and caution.
Enthusiasm for its potential to improve lives, but caution to make sure it's used ethically and responsibly. That's a good rule of thumb for any new technology.
Absolutely. And as we look ahead, it's important to remember technology is only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to health and well-being. We also need to think about those social determinants of health things like poverty, access to education, and the environment. All those things have a huge impact on health outcomes.
Those are big issues that go beyond what we traditionally think of as healthcare, but they can't be ignored even with all the advances in AI.
Exactly. No matter how advanced our technology gets, it can't fully fix those underlying social and economic problems. We need a multifaceted approach with healthcare professionals, policymakers, community leaders, and individuals all working together.
It's a reminder that health isn't just an individual responsibility, it's a shared one. And even as AI transforms healthcare, we can't lose sight of that bigger picture.
So stay curious, stay informed, and stay involved. The future of AI is in our hands.